Are you ready for cocktails and conversation? This is Herspiration Happy Hour.
Woo! Happy Wednesday, and welcome to another episode of Herspiration Happy Hour Season 4 live.
Yes.
This is your unofficial diva, Dr. G.
This is Cortina Peters, aka the girlfriend therapist.
And this is Louisa Harrell, aka Radio Red. Are you ladies ready for your drink?
Yes, bring it. Lord knows I need a shot.
I know. So I'm gonna do a little combination because it's been a stressful day. And so usually either you want a drink or some loving. So the name of this drink, and we might need the combination. The name of this drink is called Hideaway Rumble. So it's like the Sex on the Beach. So basically, you use vodka, peach schnapps, cranberry juice, and orange juice. You mix all these ingredients up and pour it over ice, and then you garnish with cherries and orange slices. I'm sorry.
Oh.
And so for the mocktail, you can get Minute Maid peach juice, cranberry juice, and orange juice, and mix that up and pour it over ice and garnish with orange slices and cherries.
Nice.
Either it sounds very refreshing. You know, that drink sounds very refreshing.
Yeah, it does. And I might need to make it.
You say which one, the cocktail or the mocktail?
The cocktail and the rumble. I need something.
It's not a bad thing. So it's Wednesday, and famously, like we always do every Wednesday, we give a shout out to our women crushes of the week and just highlight some women that are making a difference for us. So who's ready to go with theirs?
Well, I'll just go with Dr. Trashonda. I always mess up her last name. Backham. I don't know how to pronounce it, but she is a child therapist, and she specializes in therapy with children, teenagers, and adolescents. She is phenomenal at what she does. She gives me my own little insights on how to deal with different situations as it relates to children. And I always tell her, girl, I do not do kids. But like just some of her insights and some of the things that she says, I think she is absolutely phenomenal. She is local here. She's located in not Compton. Right here. I can't think of the name of the city. Anyway, she's in the Orlando area. I can't think of the specific city, but she is in the Orlando area. She has an office in Claremont and Oviedo, and she is a child therapist. Well, she specializes in children, so it's great. So I want to highlight her. She's also a mom. She was a military kid. She's a wife, and I just think she's an awesome person. So that's who I'm highlighting, and that is who my WCW is today.
Okay. What about you, Louisa?
Oh, okay. So I have she is no longer living, of course. This is a past person since it's Black History Month. So we have Marie Van Britten Brown. And she was the inventor of the first home security system. And she's also been credited for inventing the first closed circuit television system.
Mm-hmm.
So she's from Queens, New York, and so it was really cool to see that, because you never hear who does the security system or the closed circuit television. It's really dope that it was a Black woman that did it. So her name was Marie Van Britten Brown.
Oh, all right. Well, for me today, it's Black History Month, and I'm celebrating Black and especially Black females because it's WCW. So my WCW today is Alexa Kennedy. She became the first female African-American neurosurgeon in the United States. And she graduated from medical school in the best year ever, 1975. So give a special shout out, to, such a great person in history, Alexa Kennedy.
Yeah.
To be the first Black neurosurgeon, it speaks volumes for everybody else that she paved the way for. So,
and that what's so cool about that. When I was a little girl, I wanted to be a neurosurgeon.
Really?
Oh, that's what Morgan wanted to be.
I really did. I want did you see? Yeah, I wanted to be a neurosurgeon, and then I found out that the doctors don't spend as much time with the patients, so I wanted to be a nurse.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, so, it's all good. It's all good. So, ladies, let's get the conversation
And
cracking.
I'm loving this hair. Pam, with your little baby edges. It's so cute.
You know what? This hair,
Did you say baby edges?
this hair is getting ready to come out.
It's cute though.
It's grown out a lot, so I can't even wear it down now because it's grown out so much. I don't think
Oh.
anybody, if you wear braids for a while, at least for me, if I let it down, it pulls because my hair is long. So it starts pulling because my hair has grown out so much. I'm like, yeah, it's time. I just got to figure out the best time to take them out because it just first of all, I had to reorder new natural hair products because the stuff I use is vegan. So that should be here Thursday. But then I have interview stuff all week. So I'm like, okay, I won't be taking it out, but it itched like the Dickens. And my hair just feels dirty. And yes, everybody, these baby edges are mine. That's my hair.
Yes, they are laid, honey. Yes.
That's mine.
And I saw you having fun down in Miami, Chad.
Oh my God, you was looking good. I'm like, look at her.
Like,
Yeah, thank you. I went down there and I'm like, the only thing I didn't like it was cold.
yeah.
And I don't know if it was that cold snap that, it's just happening all over, but if you was out in the sun, it was really nice. But you get in some shade, you are cold. And when we were on the beach, it was very cloudy. If anybody out there saw it, I was like wrapped in a towel. I made that shit look elegant too. But I had myself wrapped in a towel. It was a whole mood out there on a little cabana thing with my shades on. But I got to enjoy it. It was good. I ate good. So, here's what it is.
Good. All right.
Great. I'm glad you mentioned that because one of the things, our topic for today is about the struggle of just having and being friends with females, just having females and just female friendships.
That's what
I know. And I said, I know you're going to have some stuff to say about this one today. But then you know what? Normally I would have asked the classic questions. Is there really a struggle in females being tight-knit friends? And what does it really mean? And what does that take just to have that authentic and honest relationships with, with women?
So personally, I think that it is not difficult when you have two emotionally healthy people being friends, right? Because it's just like you being in a relationship with a guy. Not all relationships work. They start out good, but then you start seeing character defects and personality flaws that just don't necessarily match with yours. And we have this whole big thing in our culture, loyalty. Like you got to stay down. Like you can't fault somebody for who they are, but you have to also look at yourself. If the energy they are giving is not healthy for you, for your mental state, for your emotional wellness, you have to be selfish and do what's best for you. I'm not saying leave your friends high and dry, but if it's emotionally draining, I think it's worth having a conversation with them so that you can say like, hey, like, what are your expectations for me as a friend? And I think that a lot of people don't have, a clear understanding of their definition of what friendship is and what their friend's definition of what friendship is. Because some people think it's very codependent. Well, when I call you, you got to answer the phone, when that is not necessarily what it is. It's not, I'm always going to be available. I'm always going to be there. That's what you need to make sure has happened. No, that's not what it is. And so I think people have to be very honest about what they're looking for, what they want, what their expectations are, because personally, I think I shared this with you guys before. I want very low maintenance friendships. Like I want to be able to go without calling you, like, and especially as an entrepreneur, again, it's not an excuse, but I don't want to have to call you every day. Like, I don't want that responsibility on my shoulder that I must do this. I don't even really like talking to people like that, which is so weird because I'm a therapist. But if I need to, I will. If something wrong with you, I'm going to call you, check in on you. You good? You all right? You straight? But Yeah, and it's so funny. I just texted one of my good friends who I've been knowing since we were like in second grade. Today, I'm the godmother of her son, and she's been on my mind. And every time I look up to text her or call her, it's 2 a.m. I'm like, okay, let me stop my day right now. I'm going to send her a text. Hey, you're always on my mind. I'm thinking about you. I think you're an amazing mom. Just today, just so that, but I had to intentionally stop myself so that I could do that because the day just gets away from me. So I think it's possible. I think both people have to have a conversation, be on the same page, and know what to expect from the other person. Everybody is not like you. I am not like everybody. So what you get from other friends, you may not get from me.
So true. So true. No, I definitely agree. Although I think I don't talk to people every single day like that, but I do that morning text. I mean, you both know I'm that morning text that lets you know that sets the tone of my day, and that's immediate of something that I do every morning. I know.
Sometimes I respond, sometimes I don't. Charge it to my head, not my heart. Y'all know I be right there. I look at it.
But that's my way of just managing my relationships. Is like, you know what, if you're asking for a lot more than that, you have to get on a schedule. Unfortunately, I've always just kind of had that. And I think for me, since I've really started working for myself, I think it's been twice as hard to even have a lot of time for myself. So like while I was in Miami, I still had to take time to do writing. I had to push stories out.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was also around people who did not mind. And I think when you are around people that are of a likeness and a like mind, who are just as ambitious and driven, they understand that. So I think for me, I definitely have to have low maintenance friends. And so to some degree, especially even when I travel, I feel like if I'm traveling with you, we are all grown. If you don't want to do something, you don't have to do it. But then I am also the type of friend that I extend invitations to as a courtesy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never give a damn whether you show up or not. And so, when people, text back, oh, I couldn't make it or whatever, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I'm like, I don't really give a fuck about that. I'm serious. That's just how I am. I extend as a courtesy, whether you show up. I think the power of no without an excuse. I don't know if you just can't make it, just don't make it. You don't want to, just don't do it. So for me, I don't feel like I gotta have an excuse with. So when I'm sending invitations, people will be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm not. I don't really care. You can have 50,000 things to do, and I will still extend a courtesy. If you turn them down 10 times, maybe I'll extend a courtesy again, just as a courtesy."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So and part of it is that I don't want to hear anybody say, "Well, I wasn't invited," because when I don't invite you, it's because it's intentional. So when people say, "Oh, I wasn't invited," well, you weren't intended to be invited.
I wasn't invited to Miami.
So yes. So, but it's with intent. So
that was supposed to be a shush.
It's typically led with intent. And because I feel like everybody have their pocket of friends. So I have different friend groups.
Yes.
And so if I'm going out with one friend group, I don't feel the need to extend to the next friend group.
Absolutely.
And so I do hear that, I get those text messages. Well, why wasn't I invited? Because you weren't invited. It is what it is, but I'm honest about it.
Yes.
I'm like you, that low maintenance friends. That's
absolutely.
What about you, Louisa?
I'm okay. So growing up, I didn't have a lot of girlfriends because I was always around the boys. My cousins were boys. Everybody my age were boys. I had a few girl cousins. We hung out, but for the most part, I had friends. I was friends with boys, and then I was a tomboy. So
okay,
yeah. But as I've gotten older, I do have some good female relationship, but like piggybacking off what Cortina said, you have to have respect for each other. It has to be respect, and you have to understand, like you said, where I come from. You can't reach out all the time,
mm-hmm.
and like you said, you do your morning text. That's you reaching out, and so some people really just need to understand that you have to respect each other and love each other for who you are. You know your friends. If you know your friends and you understand their schedule, then you shouldn't be upset when they don't talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
And also we have to learn how not to be so codependent. or dependent upon other people, because usually that means we have issues we need to deal with ourselves. So I think there are a lot of healthy girlfriend relationships, but there are a lot of toxic ones too. And it takes time and maturation for you to get to that place.
Thankful. I can't say I have toxic friendships around me. I think I don't even entertain that. I have girl, my gift of goodbye be real. So
I know you said that before. You like, look,
I dismiss if I feel like the energy is no longer there. I'm big on that. I'm big on positivity. I don't feel like, now I think that everybody has their down moments and all of that. I think it's okay to not be okay. You just can not be okay 24/7, 7 days, 365.
I don't want to see that.
I can't deal with that.
I can't deal with that.
I mean, and I don't do pity parties. I'm like, eventually just pick yourself up. I mean, you can only bitch and complain for so long before somebody have to say, are you the problem?
I've seen like, how we have people on Facebook, and that's this one person that I'm friends with on Facebook, and I tell myself all the time, I would really hate to be her friend, like in real life. Every single time you turn around, the post is about, oh my God, pray for this person, do this, like this is happening in my life. I'm like, well, you got some bad karma, some bad juju. I don't know who you praying to, because it can't be this person, because everything, I don't ever see a positive post, and I'm not even being sarcastic. And I'm like, I'm not even your real life friend. I'm just a Facebook friend, and I'm drained from the post that you post. Like everything is woe is me, gloom is doom. And I feel like some people want that victim because they want the what do you call it? The attention that they get from it. Yeah. And those secondary gains from being the victim. Yeah. And it's just I can't deal with that, right? And so it's not about not being able to be there for your friends when they're in need. But if your hand is always like that, and you are the one who always need the emotional support, how can I ever trust you to be able to give me emotional support when I need it? If you're the one that always, it's the one who's in need, and I was just like, oh no.
See, yeah. I don't have energy like that on my Facebook. I am so mindful of my energy, and that does not extend to my physical friends. But if I don't know your ass and I'm following you and you're on my Facebook feed with that nonsense, you got to go. I'm either going to delete you or I'm going to hide the post. It's just, mute the post for a little while so you get your life together. Because I always feel like garbage in, garbage out. If I'm already having a bad day, I don't want to log online and see that, because then that's going to really affect my energy. So I keep a positive line of things, on my feeds, whether it's Instagram or Facebook. I don't subscribe to all of those woe is me if it's consistent.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, I'm all about the ratchet. I'm on shade.
You know what? See, that's why. That's why you're behind about ready to go crazy.
Because did you guys hear me?
No, what'd you say?
Oh, I said I'm all about the ratchet, because Shade Room, Gossip in the City, all of those blogs, because when I'm finished talking to people, I just want to scroll. I want to read the drama. I want to read all of that. I'm not invested in it, but I like to see it. That's why I like drama shows like Real Housewives of Potomac, Real Housewives of Atlanta.
You do it every day. That's the thing. Is it every day?
Every day. I'm on there looking at Gossip in the City. Oh, okay, this is what happened to this person. Okay, this is what happened to this person. It's mindless. Like, I don't have to think when I look at it, and I'm not directly affected. The stuff that affects me the most is social injustice stuff. Like, that's the stuff where I can't look at it. Like, I have to go past it, like, because that affects my heart. Celebrity drama doesn't affect me.
Like, celebrity drama is so different, I think, than some of the real people drama, because celebrity drama, I feel like some of that's intentional. It's like, smut TV and all those other things. Those are like guilty pleasures. But if it's somebody who just all the time at the drama, because it's a lot. If I don't know you, I don't want that on my feed if it's consistent. If I know you, I'm either going to have a conversation with you, I'm just going to mute.
See, with me, I guess I tune it out because I'm a therapist. I'll be like, I'm listening to bullshit. I mean, not bullshit. No, everybody's story is important. I'm listening to stuff all day. Oh my God, this is live. I'm listening to stuff all day, right? So for me, it's kind of like I would just hate to be your friend because you coming with all that foolishness. And I know her. It's not like she's a stranger. Like I know her, and you know her too. But yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I really gotta wonder, like,
oh yeah, we will talk after.
Yeah, okay.
When I finish my next session, we'll talk. But yeah, so for me, it's kind of like I'm gonna scroll past her post, but I'm gonna read it too because I'm be like, God, dog, like. Ooh. But I don't have anybody in my life who I consider a friend who is energy draining. Not anymore.
So is the struggle with having female friends, is it solely about just the energy that they give?
I think it's expectations too, right? Because I can be giving all positive energy, but if my expectations are unrealistic, that is not going to match. They might be all flower child. Oh my God, I'm here to help you. I want to be here with you. I love you. Can we have a timeout? Like your expectation for me to be there is a lot that I cannot handle. So also being able to balance the expectation of the friendship with the energy of the friendship, right? Because if you too much, I might pull back a little bit like, wow, this is a lot. If you really mean that much to me, we're going to have a conversation. We're going to talk about it, and then you also have to be open. See, some people don't like criticism either. And it's constructive. Like if I'm telling you something as a friend, you can't automatically think I'm hating on you because everybody who's trying to help you is not hating on you. Like,
ooh, that part.
It's not that serious. If you're my friend, there has to be a level of honesty. And going back to what Louisa brought up, respect. Do you want a yes man? Now, I'm not going to be dogging you and dragging you through the mud, and being condescending to you, but I want everybody to come up and elevate. So if I see something that is counterintuitive to what I think is helpful for the friendship, I'm going to say something. I don't care what you do and how you live your life. That has nothing, it's not my business. Everybody, no judgment. Everybody does what they need to do. But if I see a pattern of negative behaviors that continuously put you in a state that is unhealthy for you, it is my responsibility as your friend to bring it to your attention, because I will not be one of those people who sit back and be like, oh, I saw it. But now I'm out of the cloud, and now you want to tell me you saw it, but you never brought it to my attention as my friend. I'm a side eye you and say, were you really my friend? Because if you were waiting on my downfall, how can you just sit there and just let me roll off the cliff into the ocean and die?
That's because some people, like you said, are waiting for their downfall. Some people only like you when you're down.
Yeah, that's true.
Some people don't want you to be up. And then some people, like you were talking about, they don't want friends who's going to tell them the truth. They want yes girls. They want yes men, yes women. And those are the ones that you really have to remove yourself from, because like you said, you're going to tell them the truth. You can talk to them like, look, sweetheart, or look, you don't have to be disrespectful to them.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to tell the truth. You can't lie.
Right.
And then it's like, that's a reflection on you as well as a person. I ain't got time for that. I have to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you, and I want people to be honest with me. No matter if I don't like it, I have to listen, because apparently it's something that you see within me that I need to correct,
Yeah.
I'd rather have that than you not tell me the truth.
Yeah, don't be fake. Don't, like, if we really friends, like, don't be a fake friend. Like, we already got enough fake people in our life. Like, tell me, even though I may not be able to digest what you're saying, I will respect you more because you came with honesty and a pure and open heart.
I think it takes also a level of emotional maturity.
Oh, yeah.
For people to be able to handle the truth.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes, no matter how tactful you say something to somebody, it can still, if that person is not mature enough to handle that level of feedback, then it's not going to turn out right anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some people who just don't want to know they're ugly.
That's true. Like, for example, Pam, one day we was having a conversation and you was like, nah, Cortina, nah, you need to fix that. You being too nice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could have went on the defense and be like, no, this is, you know, and so like, she just really told me like, nah, that's not cool. Like, you need to fix that. You know what I'm saying? And so because she's my friend, she was able to tell me like, no, that's not cool. Even when I wanted to leave, you know, with that situation that we talking about, she was like, Martina, come on now. You the therapist. Like, that's no.
Look, the therapists need therapy too, daggone it.
Okay. Straight up unrealistic then. She was just like, it's one of those, I think when you have real friendships, I think you can recognize when your friends are just speaking in anger.
Yeah.
And then they knowing damn well if they start cutting up the way that they want to cut up, that it will be to their detriment. It was one of those things. So I had to tell her, I was like, no, honey, pump your brakes. Wait a second.
Like, come off the ledge. Come back.
But then there's other times when she is so passive that I don't want anybody to also take advantage. And I'm that friend. I'm like, nah, I will put it to her straight. And I would tell any woman that's a friend of mine that's in business, my friends know me and how I am. I'm not that kind of businesswoman that you can be friends with me, but if you're ever in business with me, I'm a whole different person from one to the other. If it's during the work day and I have my business hat on, or there's some shit that's going on business wise, don't even count me as a
two separate people. Indeed.
Really hate me. I'm a businesswoman. I think with a business mind, and I'm shrewd. I don't play when it comes to my money or my time. My time is my money, and I don't have it to waste. So if we're in business and we are friends, I have an expectation that you need to level yourself up or be responsible for the business part. There is no, well, that's my friend, so I'm going to act accordingly. Oh, hell to the no, not today. I can resolve a partnership or a collaboration in a heartbeat because I feel like my time is money and I'm not there to waste it. Now, there's a time for play, and then there's a time for, hey, here I go. I'm going to cheers it up. But don't confuse the two. And I feel like that's also why I tread carefully when it comes to being in business with friends, because I know how to separate the two, but not everybody knows how to. And I think the worst happen between friends that don't have that blur the lines with no understanding.
I think it's easier when you start off as business partners and then become friends.
Oh yeah.
Because that's kind of what happened to us.
Yeah, I agree.
Versus being friends and going into business with friends because you already have those preconceived notions as a friend. Like, oh, this is my friend. Like,
she ain't gonna do that, or she don't mean that.
We need to have this understanding that business is business and friendship is friendship. And I think that it's great that we and some other people have the ability to separate the two. I want to be able to have a knockdown, drag out, like disagreement with you about work, and then we'll be like, okay, well, where are we going to go have a drink at? Because both are stressed. Okay, we need to go talk. Let's leave that over there. We'll revisit it if we need to come back to it. But like, no, let's go have a drink.
No, I completely agree. But that goes back to emotional maturity. That's
because some people hold it against each other.
Yeah, some people hold it against each other, and then it affects the friendship. But I think that it takes a level of honesty and, with yourself first. I would say this, if you're honest about who you are, then you can give yourself authentically to your friend. And that's what you have as the basis of the friendship. There is no, be one way right now. And then next thing you know, you pull back your mask and you was a whole bitch from the beginning. I don't have time for that. I just want to have that authentic friendship from the jump. So know exactly the type of friend that you are getting from the door.
Yes.
I tell people all the time, I know my faults. Am I going to change them? Maybe, maybe not. Depends. But I know my flaws. I
Yeah.
know that I can be abrasive in what I have to say. Sometimes I lack tact. It's, it's one of those, like you say, charge it to my heart, not my head.
Yep. Charge it to my heart, not my head.
Like, and then actually probably charge that to my head and not my heart, because it is not always my heart that's speaking. Because sometimes, no, that ices up, and then I'm no good.
All right, now you gotta melt the ice now. Come on. Can't be having no
some
ice.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some people, yeah.
I think as I've gotten older, I've gotten a lot less patience for immaturity and poor character. I feel like after a certain age, you get too old to be told what you're doing is wrong.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And I'm that, and I agree with you, Cortina. I think if I'm a friend, I'm going to have that conversation with you. I'm going to pull you to the side, and I'm just going to say, hey, this is what it is, and this is not what I like around me. So maybe you need to take a break, get yourself right, and then come back. But then I also love my friendships that I don't have to talk to you maybe but once a year, and it's like we hadn't, or 2 years,
Didn't miss a step,
and it never missed a step. So I have those friendships as well. I mean, and then I'm one of those that I have virtual friends who I have never met that are more like family to me, because I've watched their children grow. I watched their parents pass. I watched so much of their life. I send birthday cards. They send birthday cards. I mean, some of them have taught me, or one in particular have taught me how to be a friend in a way that I would have never thought how to be a friend.
Yes.
And she set that bar very high for me to be conscious. Whereas, when I send, of course you are current, but I can go back to at least 10 years, maybe 9 or 10 years of still regularly sending morning texts, 7 days a week. Might have skipped every Saturday, every blue moon, but for the most part, all 7 days of the week.
That is so great. Like, that is commitment and dedication on a level that I do not have. I just look, I don't. Sometimes I be thinking, remember, what was it? I wanted to be the first to say it, and I thought I had sent the message.
Oh, yeah, and it didn't send.
It was Valentine's Day.
That happens to me
the first one to
sometimes.
say Happy Valentine's Day to y'all. I was
And
so
it didn't
mad.
send. That was so funny, because that happens to me. I know sometimes, like, I'll be up 4 or 5 in the morning. I'm like, oh, let me send him a good morning day. And I'll be done fell back to sleep, and it didn't send. And I'm like, God, you know what?
Shoot.
So I get it.
My morning text vary. It could be 6:30 in the morning. It could be 7 in the morning. It could be 9 in the morning, but you get it.
Yeah, you're going to get it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, because I had woke up early that morning, honey. I was like up at like 6 o'clock. I was like, oh, they're going to be proud of me.
We know.
I don't know if y'all heard the disappointment in my text. Like, oh, I wanted to be first.
I read it. You can tell you was.
I wanted to be first, but it's great when you're able to laugh and really talk about real situations, have lighthearted conversations with friends who understand. Like, oh, everybody got a life. Like, everybody's life is busy, right? So if you are expecting me to be at your every beck and call, I can't do that. That's unrealistic. So when you start to see me as a partner, now we have an issue, because the expectations you're placing on me, I feel like we're in an intimate relationship with one another. Like, let's put it on pause, and okay, everybody has a life. And then don't get mad at me because you called me and then you text me. I know you see my call. Okay, no, we're not doing that. I'm not living that kind of life. Like,
or
no.
don't call, and then when I call you back, don't answer. That's very annoying. That is very annoying.
But if they busy, like, because some people I call.
No, but how you gonna call you and then be busy?
Because if you call me like in the next minute, I can get a call. Like, that has happened to me.
No. I'm saying the person calls you, and then you call them right back, and they don't answer.
Yeah, because I might be going down the line on my phone calls of people to return the call to, and so now I'm on the call.
So let me drop this. Let me drop the bomb on you ladies real quick and tell me what you think. I am much the person that I feel like there is a lot of truth to. You make time for what you want, regardless. You really do. Now, granted, I'm like you, Cortina. The day gets away from me, and literally that happens. But realistically, we all do consciously or subconsciously make time for what we want. In that given moment, it was you was making time for whatever needed to be done. That's intentional.
Mhm.
I live in that space. I'm like, I'm gonna be honest about it. No, I didn't call you back. Time got away from me, but you always say, charge it to my head, not my heart.
Yeah.
We get so consumed with other things. But I always say, at the end of the day, you make time for what you want. So I don't get an opportunity to talk to people as much as I like to. But girl, let me get in a car and I have to drive somewhere. All my phone calls get made up during that time frame.
That's the best time.
I'm at home. But I do tell people I make time for what I want. And right now that time is not about you. If I'm texting in the morning, that's my time. For everybody that's on my I'm texting in the morning. Some people catch me during the day, and then sometimes I don't answer. I mean, just like right now, if somebody called me, I'm going to block the call because this is what I'm making time for. So I really do feel like I make time for what I want, but I'm also understanding that not everybody has to make the time for me because they got shit to do. And I live in that world where it's like I'm realistic about my own time, and like I already know I can call Cortina 15 times in a month, and I might not talk to her in that month. She'll eventually get back to me and she'll say, girl, I've been seeing you call me. And I've been meaning to get back to you. And I'm like, girl, I don't need, but that's the whole thing. Is like, I don't care. If
you had that understanding.
I need to talk to her. I'm just gonna call until she gets it. And then she just call me back. But now realistically, I've never had to call her like 15 times. I might have to call her 7.
Or she'll send me a text like, hey, send me a text. Oh, okay, it's in my face. Like, callbacks is a little bit different. But also
voicemail for her because the shit don't get answered.
I'm so only on my work phone.
These are things that I'm realistic about. I don't even care. And if I really need her, then I'll text her and just say
how to get me if she really need me. Like if she need me to answer something.
I'm just like, it's not that important. I'm gonna call her, she don't answer. If I text her, because I know she'll call me back. And sometimes I'm just like, sometimes it's just like a check-in. I don't really need her to call me back, but it's like, okay, let me make sure she good. But for the most part, I'm like, because it's not that important. I think sometimes it's the gesture that's there. She'll get it. She'll get to me when she can. But business, oh yeah. If I need her business spot, I'm texting her. I'm like, hey, I need an answer on this. She'll call me back, or she'll text me back what I need. So
another thing is like, I know you saw what I posted about my daughter.
Did you see what I posted back?
Yes, honey, girl. Oh,
like tell my baby she'd be all right.
So she was like literally. So I had called her. Hey, Morgan, did you? Hey, yeah, Mom, I cooked the food, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is me driving from my office to home. I get home. I can clearly see she's bothered. What's wrong with you? I just don't know anymore. I don't know. I'm just reflecting. I'm just, okay, well, let's have a conversation. She was like, now I can honestly say, like, I literally like have no more friends. Well, hold on. What just happened between me driving from home and me walking in the house? So now she has like tears in her eyes. She was like 15 minutes ago, I just got this text from my friends, that they don't want to be my friend anymore because of whatever. And she was like, I don't understand. They owe me an explanation. They owe me. I said, no, Morgan, nobody owes you anything. You want an explanation, but they don't have to give that to you.
Yeah.
She was like, well, I want one. I said, and you might not get it. So you have to be okay with not getting what you feel that you are deserving of. And so it was very, tough for her. And I felt bad because I know these girls, like they've been to my house, had, sleepovers. So like I know them. And so it was very difficult to see her in that state. And now we're talking about friendships and knowing that friends are going to come and go. The ones that are meant to be there will be there. And as a woman, as she grows up, this is a lesson and that she will take with her.
Yep.
Like the people who I was down for with day one since 6th grade, we going to 9th grade. Like they just told me they don't want to be my friend no more, and I don't understand why. They kicked me out the group chat. I said, well, Morgan, did you do anything? Were you talking about somebody? She's like, no, and that's what I don't understand. Like, okay. Well, sometimes, I said, like maybe like an hour later, I said, well, Morgan, you just got rid of the dead weight without having to do anything. She said, Mom, too soon. Too soon. So I'm just trying to make you feel
That is funny.
For that kind of constructive criticism. You know what? But that's why I put in there. I'm like, tell my niecey poo who I would have to say, for anyone who is watching, there are some very sharp young women that are growing up today. And I tell you, hands down, Cortina, you have been such a remarkable mom, because that is a remarkable young woman.
Oh, thank
And
you.
I look, and if you understand the level of mental maturity,
Yeah.
is amazing that, and she's emotionally mature, but she's still growing up there. And
Yeah.
that's very present. But her mental maturity is at a level that I even know that she can rub off on some 30-year-olds that I know that's not that mentally mature.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that she is very vocal and opinionated. And so that could very well be difficult for some
For
people.
other people, yeah, to handle. Mm-hmm.
But like I told her, I said, I put in there, I'm like, you got rid of them, but you're creating a space where you have an opportunity to now invite real solid people,
Yeah.
into your circle and networking. And so I'm hoping she takes that and just be like, okay, it hurts in the moment, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there's some righteousness that's going on
Yeah.
there that's going to set me apart. And it's okay for me to outgrow my friendships, because that's a lot of times what's happening.
Yeah.
She's outgrowing those friendships because, one, she's a young lady with a business, and
I told her they might be jealous, right, Morgan? Because
It's a possibility.
you have a lot going on. You're
was
beautiful. You have a business. You're the only child. You kind of get whatever it is that you want, and not everybody has that. And you have to understand, you can't force friendships.
correct.
You cannot try to do what they want you to do because you want them to stay your friend. Now you're just enabling them and pacifying them, and that's not healthy. And there are some grown adults that still do that to this day because they want to be accepted and validated by outside people. I don't want her to feel that way, because the only thing that got me concerned was she was like, she applied for this magnet program.
Mm-hmm.
We don't live in that zone anymore, so she would have to go to another school. And she was like, Mom, I was thinking, she was like, if I don't get into the magnet program, I won't care about not being able to go to the high school anymore, because I only was going there for my friends. And she said, now they're not even my friends anymore. And so then, because of the rift, she was like, well, 75% of me wants to get into the program, and 25% is like, I don't care. I said, girl, the way when you almost thought you didn't get in, you was on the floor crying. I know you lying. I said, the high school gonna be so big, you might not even see them anyway. So don't change what you want to do as far as the magnet program, because she wants to go to the medical magnet.
Yeah.
And so we find out on the 26th if she got in.
So let me explain something to you that you just said that was so powerful that you probably missed it. How often do we actually hold ourselves back from our purpose or gaining because we don't want to let go of dead weight? We
Yep.
don't want to show that we are stronger than our friendship, that we're more ambitious than our friends. That alone makes us very much a struggle, because your friends, if they're real friends, should want to see you exceed, even if not. And so there are a lot of jealousy that hurts people.
Yep.
And they say hurt people, but
Yeah.
it's not even hurt. I think it's more or less jealousy.
Yes.
Because I look at it like this. The freest thing that you can offer any small business is a repost.
Yeah.
Is a referral. You don't have to pay anything if you can't.
Free.
It's free. But how many people actually do that? So do you know how many people I talk to that say, nobody in my family supports my business? And I tell them, if you went into business for your family, first of all, you set yourself up to fail in the first place. Those are going to be the people that's not going to have your back. So you have to learn to be, to elevate yourself, put yourself in a new network. And I think I was doing a speaking engagement, and I always talked about, about self-care. And I would say people at the, New Year's, new year, new me, no new friends. I'm thinking, shit, well, it's going to be the same you if you don't get you some new friends. So people have to be cognizant about what they speak into their existence, into their circles. Because if you find yourself in the same place year after year after year, you might want to check your goddamn circle, because your circle is what's failing you.
Yeah.
And you're all failing each other. I'm just saying. So,
and I was going to say, we have to be open to new friends, right? This thing is, some people have experience. I've been burnt by friends. I don't want nobody in my circle. That might be the issue, right? Because my circle is getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. We can't live in this life on the island by itself. Correct. So the thing is being open. And if you're not open to the possibility of allowing others in, you need to go to therapy so you can build and work on your trust. I'm not saying go blindly trusting everybody. However, sometimes new alliances and partnerships and friendships are healthy. How do you expect to thrive and continue if you and I would have never met? If I wouldn't have been open to this opportunity, then what? And you introduced me to other people, you know what I'm saying? And so that's how you kind of build your tribe. That's how you build your network. That's how you get out there. That's how you have people who are able to support you, but you just have to be able to be open-minded and not let the poison of past situations taint you.
The other thing I would say is, I never put anything out in this world that I'm not willing to eat.
Oh, yeah.
And that means that, you know what, you can be my friend, you can have my secrets, but then you can also take those secrets and try your best to use them against me. But I own
it's not going to work.
It's not going to work. And so for me, I don't mind giving a level of trust out there, because at the end of the day, if you burn me and things get back to me, it's like, okay, it's easier for me to cut you off, because at the end of the day, it's my win and your loss. Both of our wins. There's that season that, you got to just, that gift of goodbye. So for me, I don't mind being trustworthy, because people say, oh, you're just too trusting. No, I give people opportunities, because I really don't care. And when I say I live my life transparent and unapologetically, I really don't have nothing to hide, because if it's a secret, then I'm going to take that shit to the grave so hard that my friends won't even know. That's just who I am. But that takes too much energy. I want to be able to go out, but if you have the right circle of friends, there's going to be that level and that bond to say, if I hate you tomorrow, guess what? That secret is still going with me to the grave. That's, here again, it goes back to emotional maturity.
Yes.
Emotional maturity, and not one of those, well, she hurt me, I'm going to hurt back.
So I'm just going to spread all the bit. Well, dang, was you really my friend? Or was you just waiting the whole list to just wait for the day when you can just let it go? That's one thing about me. Like, I'm a professional secret keeper anyway. So, like, what you tell me is going to start with me 9 times.
I'm
probably going to forget. Yes, I'm probably going to forget anyway. Not that it wasn't important. It's just like, I got so much
it's
stuff
in here somewhere.
If you say it a few times, oh yes, I do remember. Oh, okay, yeah. Now it comes.
Yeah, but then that's a good representation of who you are, because it's not like you sitting there like, oh, I'm gonna use it. You don't have treacherous or malicious ways about you, so you forget because you're like, okay, well, she told me this. It's in the save.
But I'm like that friend that's that secret keeper also. So much so I have lost friendships because, when you're in relationships, you get to know people who, and when they're spouses, husband and wife. I had a friend one time and her husband was cheating. I just so happened to catch wind of it. And then he confided in me. And then I was like, that's not my place. It's genuinely not my place. But when she came and talked to me, and she felt like it was happening, and you know what I told her? Your intuition is not wrong. I said, it's never going to be wrong. Follow your intuition. If that's what you feel, it's going to manifest. Exactly what you looking for it going to manifest. Soon as he got caught, you know what he said? Oh, Pam knew. And I said, shit, I don't deal with married people business. Because either way, I was going to lose a friend. Well, whether, because as soon as y'all got, and they got right back together. Got right back together. So, but I don't deal with people. That's your issues. Have your issues, but keep me out of it. So it wasn't that I didn't care about my friend, but that wasn't my place, because as soon as I would have let her know, he would have just slashed it and said, "Oh, well, it'd have been a bunch of."
Denied it. Oh, she lying. She jealous. She want me.
So exactly. So instead of putting myself in there as a friend when she came to me, I said, go get checked out. Do this, but your intuition always tells a woman everything, and I believe in that. So I'm telling you, I'm just one of those friends that is a real friend, but I also know where I have those boundaries, but that I even set myself, because I don't bring that kind of drama into my life. I'm just not into it, and I don't want it. And I feel like I'm fine with you not being my friend regardless. So it is what it is. Like, as I always say, I got that gift of goodbye.
I've gotten to a point now when things happen, because I really have been dealing with myself and like moving or backing away from people, that stuff happened. And I'll be like, oh, really? Oh, okay. Or things can be going on around me, and I'm just like, I'm at peace, because I'm like, you deal with that. You don't want to listen, or what, you've been like y'all said earlier, just keep dealing with the same things over and over and over. Don't listen. Hey, I have nothing to do with it. I have to deal with my little world with these children, and everything else I'm trying to do. I catch you later. It's like, it's so weird to me, because everybody used to call me, and I was always running to their beck and call, and then it got to the point where I just couldn't do it anymore, because I couldn't call on none of them.
And your whole life becomes a just peaceful.
Yeah, yes.
I know. Whatever happened, I've had people who left my life, and it became such a peaceful place.
Yes.
And why didn't I let that go a long time ago? Or I finally decided to be open and honest about everything that I was doing, because people always say, oh, operate in the dark and all that. I shouldn't have to operate in the dark if it's my friend and I'm trying to reach a potential. I want someone that when I'm feeling like I want to quit, that somebody's going to kick me in my ass and say, you know what, you better not this and that. So, and that is the level of friendship that I value now.
Yeah.
It's always
important.
Yeah. Very, very important. So, we already, look at here. We already 52 minutes in, and I know Cortina has to work.
Gosh, that went fast.
I know.
It did.
But always good conversation. It's just like a regular happy hour if you're just sitting at a bar with friends, and then next you look up and it's like, oh shoot, it's time to go.
Right.
Or actually, it's not it's time to go. It's like, oh shoot, happy hours are ending.
Right. That's true. It does. Good conversation speeds up the time.
So, Cortina, where can people follow you at?
Everybody can follow me at The Girlfriend Therapist on all social media platforms. And you can go to IamCortinaPeters.com for my website.
Okay, and Louisa, where can people find you?
Outside of my shadow that popped on the screen here, you can find me on Facebook at The Blue Phoenix and on Instagram at The Blue Phoenix Hills.
All right.
Yes. Okay, and you can find me, the Unapologetic Diva, at IAMDRPGURLEY. I am Dr. P. Gurley on all platforms, and then of course you can catch up with Herspiration Happy Hour at Herspiration Happy Hour on Facebook and Instagram, and Herspiration HH on Twitter. And then of course our YouTube channel is called Herspiration Happy Hour. If you missed any of these episodes, you can either play them back here or you can catch them on our YouTube channel that we are now, posting all of the videos so that you can see kind of our conversation, and you're getting live. So, you get what you get when we come on here. Good, bad.
Yes.
Makeup, no makeup, all of those things. And it's always such.
Y'all have the privilege to see it all.
I know, and be a part. So I've been reading, all of the stuff. There was no questions that came in. There was a great combo, ladies, from Carletta, Keon said, "Yo." There was someone else, I think, in on the I caught it somewhere else that said yes or something like that. So it's always that really great conversation,
Mhm.
and we love the interaction. And we will be back on the first Wednesday of March for another episode of Herspiration Happy Hour live
Yes.
season. If you've missed any of the episodes, you can catch us on all major platforms. We are actually now on Pandora and Amazon podcast as well.
Woo!
Out of everything else, so we are growing. Also, we are giving opportunities that if you are a small business and you want to advertise, we do have advertising and sponsorship packages available coming April 1st. So if you are wanting to brand yourself and get your brand out there, now is the time to do so. Get ready for the summer, especially if you are doing apparel. So this gives you an opportunity to do so. And you
All right.
at herspirationhappyhour@gmail.com, and you can receive an email on what those rates are.
Yes.
So, ladies, do you have any last words about friendships?
No, just that I appreciate yours. I appreciate your friendship, ladies.
Yeah.
Appreciate both your friendships. I can't wait to get together again. I mean, this.
Oh, I know.
I'm also going to take this time to send prayers to, everybody in Central, South Central, United States that are dealing with, oh my God, all these natural catastrophes is going on with no aid, with no water and no electric. And so we're hoping that everything works out for you really soon.
Yes.
It's such a huge deal to have. And so there's some things that we take for granted. And so my prayers are extended out to everybody that's there. And I think I saw my mom has sent me a message that in San Antonio that some monkeys in the zoo and some animals froze to death in San Antonio. So you all, this is real. I mean, next to the pandemic, this cold is killing people. So
if you don't believe in global warming, then I don't know.
So, just want to give quick, prayer and all of that to everybody that's going on. And till the next time, ladies.
Cheers. Hello. Good night. See you later.